Hey guys, I just want to do a quick video to help some of the newer people. I know there's some questions around how do you level up gear, your 3-star gear from the campaign? How do you get gear? Like, what decisions do you make? So I kind of want to cover some of those things. So the first off, like the most important thing is of course to just farm. Try to beat the campaign as quick as you can and then just farm 205. There's two levels you want to potentially farm. So 205 is the quickest, just because there's nothing in the middle lane when you go for it, and you can just put like Fury down. So you'd use something like this setup, um, or if you just want like to be a little more leisure, you can just put all ranged units in this one, 231, and essentially just put all range units. And there's no guys that come out; it just does the wins. So you just place guys out leisurely, and it will kill the portal before the time runs out. So kind of your call. Those are just the two recommended levels. So then my next recommendation is the heroes go in order, right? So last time it was Noel. This coming event, come next weekend, will be Elena Gold Week. So basically, that's where I decide which hero gear I'm going to level up, right? So first off, you want to sell all of your 2-star and 1-star gear. You won't use any of it. Of course, assuming that you already have made it to book 5, right? Any level in book 5 will give you like the same amount of chances to get 3 stars, as well as just give you the same, the maximum amount of gear that you can get from one run. So just any level in book 5 will give you the same stuff. So anyway, so you just keep on selling, and the whole point here is just to try to get dust, right? And then I'll show you basically what you want to do with the dust, because I think that's where people waste a lot of time and resources. So alright, I basically have plenty of dust, right? So I'm not even worried about it. So I think I might just jump into that portion. It's taking forever. Okay, well anyway, so first off, I just want to show you guys at the top here, you'll see I have a bunch of blue gear. I think I forgot what they call it. It's not epic, it's not legendary. It's rare, I think that's what it's called. Anyway, so you just gotta kind of know what desirable stats you're looking for on each piece. Like this one, because it didn't roll power or siege in that second slot, don't even care about it. This one, okay, Magic Find is not one of the 3 desirable stats, so because it could cost more. The more you go down and level this up, the more dust it costs. So if your second trait is not a desirable one, you just skip it. Now this one, you want to check. So the Dream Chest is minion ability, minion power, and siege. So what I would do is I'd be like, okay, well, let's see here. What do I have on Mr. Raoul? So my current one, I don't have the perfect chest. So of course I'm gonna try to do this, right? So I'll level this up. Now keep in mind Elena's next, and then Raoul. So I usually would be focusing on Elena's gear unless I had pretty much maxed out. But basically what happens, it's always going to upgrade the second slot there, and it doesn't give you a whole lot of extra stuff. But so if this is not power or siege, I will stop. There you go, sell, right? I'm not going to continue to waste my dust when it already has something that I don't want. Now, this is also important. So spell power does absolutely nothing for you with Spider. Technically I use Burn Lane or whatever it's called and Fury, but spell power doesn't boost Fury, and it does burst. The lane will do more damage, but that's not really why you have it. You just don't have a better spell to use for Owl. But anyway, so they'll die anyway, even if you had no spell power. So I'm just gonna sell this because I don't care about that stat. It's not a desirable one for me. Anyway, so now what I'll do is, because Lena's next, I'll focus solely on Elena. So, this one, second stat sucks, get rid of it. Okay, so what do I need here, right? So this one, so basically you want to make sure that power and siege are your two main thing that you're focusing on. Ability is going to be something you're going to want to get eventually, but what matters, especially when you're starting out, is power and siege. So where can you get power and siege? You can get it on the boots. You can get, I mean, you can get it quite a few places, but the items that let you get it on, like, you know, both of those two stats are the boots. They're the chest, and they're the main hand, right? Because the power is okay. So this is fine. I got my spears fine because so here's then you got to think about their spells, right? So spell power does nothing for grow, and that's the spell you're going to use. Now it does do a little bit for statue, but statue, I mean, it's not much, and it just makes it, you know, the splash damage more, and it's all about like spiders in the field, which is not never your really intent, right? It doesn't help Spirit Call at all. So ultimately, I don't really care about spell power for Lena. There's not a whole lot of heroes that I do care about spell power. So, but I do care about minion ability, right? So this one right here, on your waist, you want ability is one of the main stats you want, and then I'm pretty much like I said, I don't need spell power, so I'm actually pretty happy with this one right here. So I wouldn't even care about upgrading that one. This I need to get rid of. It's pointless. But anyway, so everything looks pretty good. So here's the other problem. So this one is almost perfect, but so I actually have really good equipment with Elena. But I will try to get more helmets, just because I'm missing minion ability. So if you look here at your stats, so if I go into here, I think I went to the wrong spot. Yeah, I gotta go into a campaign landing. Sorry. Okay, so if I go into here, okay. So you can look at the stats, right? So 440 minion power on 3-star gear, unless you have like a rare or an epic or a legendary 3-star. That's going to be the highest you can get, right? Siege, that's also as long as if you don't have a rare, epic, or legendary, that's as high as you can get. So that's awesome. Now the only other one that I'm really concerned about is critical hit chance. You want the highest you can get there as well. So 12 on 3-star gear that aren't rare. Epic or legendary is the highest you can get, so that's awesome. So the only thing that I'm really missing on Elena is on the crown, and it's that you know, minion ability that I'm missing out on. So knowing that, I'm gonna only focus on trying to upgrade that with my resources. Okay. So let's go to hero, Elena. All right. So I was happy. Hold on, I don't think I had the perfect chest either. I didn't. So I'm missing quite a bit. I'm missing ability here, and I'm missing ability here. So that is unfortunate. So I have two pieces that I'm focusing on, but the boots, I'm fine with what they have. So look at this, is like a bunch of different dust that I can get a bunch of dust from 3-star gear, and I'm already happy with mine. So I don't need these. So once you basically get the pieces you need, you can sell them, because the 3-star gear gives you the most dust. Well, I mean, of course, 4-star and 5-star do more, but you don't really get to any of those. But anyway, so I'm gonna definitely focus on chest. So I'm looking for the 3 main stats. Okay, that's not one of them. Sell. That is one of them. Not one of them. Sell. And literally, so you want to like sell the item once you don't get a stat you want, especially if you like already geared way up. So let's just say I didn't have, you know, ones with power and siege. I would first definitely try to get one that just had power and siege, because minion ability really only comes into play when you have, you know, Soul Leech, Bloodstalker, and then of course it's solo Magic Construct. So I just, kind of wasted some dust, and I'm going to not want this. But it had the stats, so I had to try for it, right? I will only upgrade to the end if there's a chance of me getting, the perfect one. So, or if I'm trying to get like a, power and siege on the items. So, take a look here. Okay. Now, is it going to be the dream? Probably not. But if it is, if this rolls ability, then I'm done. And I've got, I only need one more piece, a perfect piece for Elena. So the whole intent is for you to get, the best 3-star gear you can, which will then, oh yeah, look at that. Perfect. So there's the dream. So those are the 3 stats you want on this. So now I am literally golden, and I will never need to get another chest again, so I can sell all the chests. Oops, I want to keep those, right? Cool. Alright, so let's go. So what I'm looking for is power, critical hit chance, and minion ability on here. So, okay, cooldown was not one of them, sell. Yeah, and so like I think there's like some the pieces that are hard is your headpiece, um, your chest, and I would say yeah, headpiece, chest are the 2 main ones, and it's just because you kind of need them to roll each of the stats, right? Like your offhand, all that really matters is siege. Of course, power for like Valen can help. Like sorry, a spell power for Valen can help, but these pieces are kind of critical. So, but this is what I do. I mean, and the reason I'm picking Elena, like I said, is she's coming up next, and then the one I'll focus on after Elena is gonna be Raoul, because he's after that. So I kind of like just go in order and use the resources from the other heroes. So like, if I was like really starving for resources right now, I would go to Noelle because she won't be up for a really long time. So cool. Power is one of those stats that I need. So yeah. So hoping for critical. Okay. And then if the dream would be ability, I doubt I'll get it. If I do, it's amazing for this video. But yeah, I didn't. So this one though, I actually like better than the other one. Spell cooldown, even though it's only 2%, does help a little bit. So I like this one better than the one I had. So I will keep it. I'm not going to sell it. But I still like, obviously, the dream and what you're going for is ability. Now, if you don't have Bloodstalker, Soul Leech, or Magic Construct, then, I mean, you don't really have to waste your time trying to get the perfect piece until you get those. But, I mean, eventually you're going to want to try to max out your 3-star gear because it'll make solo easier. You can progress further and, level up your heroes, which will then, get you closer to the 4 and 5-star gear and make you do a lot of great damage in group and kind of like get to your end game. So, I don't know. I hope this helps you guys. Obviously, you can see how I kind of think, how I sell it, and it's really pointless to upgrade an item if it doesn't have a stat that's even going to be worth going. Like I said, there is a small. I mean, if you don't have power and siege on your boots, your main hand, and your chest, then I think that sometimes it's definitely worth doing because power and siege are definitely more important than ability. But for the most part, I just sell it early if I know it. If the first slot there doesn't have something that's desirable. So as you can see, like I've only gone through. I had like 2 million dust to start, and I've only gone through 400,000 with this method. And I did have to try to upgrade a few, so it's going okay. Okay, Portal Health. Nope. But yeah. So I think that just showing you guys like the thought process behind this is helpful. Because I mean, if I would have known this, you know, back when I first started, I would have saved a lot of dust for sure. But yeah, so the good news is, so like, once I get those pieces, like I said, I'll move to Raoul. So Raoul, I'm fine with my boots. You know, you could have like, you know, movement speed would be another good option here. Mana regen is okay, but that third slot doesn't matter too much. So I don't usually spend a lot of dust there. This one I do need. So power or spell power, as I mentioned, does absolutely nothing. What I'm looking for here is ability. Is the main thing, and you know, movement speed would be nice, but definitely ability. I need to have that on my belt. So my belt's something I need to upgrade here. I don't have the perfect one of these. I do need one with ability. Alright, so this has power, which is the most important stat, but I need crit hits and I need the ability. So my Raoul has a little work. Now this one's fine. Spell power doesn't matter, but siege is really the only stat that's important. Spell power, if you have for few heroes. I mean, Noelle, the little spears do more to the portal, and Valen, it like empowers your shield, so your shield stays on longer. But all right, so this one I also have some work to do. I need so it looks like, what am I missing here? Oh, actually, this is fine. I mean, there you can get power on there, but like I just mentioned, spell power does nothing for Owl. So this is actually totally fine. So yeah, so anyway, I have some room to grow here. Probably what I'd start with here is my worst piece. So this one I definitely need to get ability on. So that's what I do. So yeah, and this is literally, I mean, this account is not very. I just started actually playing this. I beat the campaign. It was like the one I did the test for, but now I just use it as a third account, and I, you know, just sometimes try to help out teams. All right, cool. So movement speed's fine. You're hoping for ability. There she is. Okay, cool. So regardless of what this last stat is, it doesn't even matter to me. I'll be using this because those are the two I care about. So cool. It could have been better than Magic Find. Magic Find absolutely does nothing. I have a video on that. But yeah, so that one's fine. That one's going to be a upgrade from what I have. So there's that. And then I definitely need to work on the perfect chest piece, but I'm probably going to go with helmet first. And the reason for that being is I don't have either of the secondary stats. Power is definitely the most important, but I need crit and I need ability on this one. So I would go here next, but also because I just got one that I'll use and I don't really care about the rest of these, you can get all this dust back, right? From because I got one that I'm happy with. So cool. So once again, crown and garbage because it doesn't have one of the three stats I need. Okay, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. But as you can see, like I'm still pretty much maintaining my dust. And yes, I did like do a lot of farming or whatever to get this stuff, but I'm maintaining. I think I started with 2,000 or 2 million dust. So, okay. Now doesn't look like it's going to be the dream because power, I don't know, for whatever reason, I think power in the second slot is usually good luck. But yeah, so this is not bad. So because it doesn't have power, it's still even worse than this. So I'm actually going to sell this one. Had it had power and either one of those other two stats, I would have used that one over the one I had. But unfortunately, it doesn't. So yeah, I think another thing that just really helps is you just to know what stats you're looking for on these. But like I said, power it should go in this order, in my opinion. Minion power being the most important. Siege, ability, and then it doesn't really matter really. I mean, so some spell power helps some heroes, but it's very minimal. Regen, spell cooldown. A shield is actually really nice too sometimes. But as long as you have the power, siege, and ability, Those are the ones that are going to make you do a lot of damage to Spider and progress in your solo, as well as do more damage group, and that's pretty much the whole point. So, but yeah, so I mean, it's, as you can see, it's pretty boring to upgrade these, but I'm just hoping this gives you kind of a concept of. I did get one perfect one on the video, which is nice, because you know they're not that easy to get. But if you get an upgrade, oh, the other thing you want to do is lock down your gear. So if you get a piece that you, I mean, I don't sell any of my gear anymore. I used to, but I just let it get to like 2,000, so then it just starts selling itself, and it only sells like your worst gear first. Your good stuff you don't have to really worry about losing. But if you're someone who needs the dust and you do like the auto sell and you sell all the way up, you can accidentally delete a piece if you don't have it equipped. So easiest way to do it is just go to a campaign level and equipped like your new piece on that level so that it locks it, so you can't accidentally delete it. So it's definitely a strategy you're gonna. I mean, it matters less with the 3-star gear, but once you get 5-star, 4-star, I think we all learned. I think Orca actually lost a bunch of 4-stars before they even had 5-stars, because he, he didn't have his stuff locked and accidentally deleted it. So I think he taught us. He's like, guys, trust me, this is not good. Because that was when 4-star was like the thing. Before we could get 5-star. So, but yeah, so I'm gonna try not to ramble on too long. I'm just kind of hoping in this Raoul search, I get, another perfect piece, but it doesn't look like it's gonna happen. Yeah. So anyway, so I work on, of course, Raoul, and then after Raoul, it's Valen. So once I get Raoul stuff, now I will say, because you farm 205 and 231, whatever, it's nicer to have kind of like upgrade their gear first, or at least so it's got at least some stats you want, so that those levels go quicker for campaign farming. But it's not required. I just wanted to mention that Raoul and Elena are pretty much the two that sometimes it's helpful to boost, because you're using them to actually do the farming. But yeah, so notice that I've been like upgrading a bunch of stuff this entire time, and I'm still I'm still not. I still haven't burned 1,000,000 dust. It's really easy to it's run out of resources, and if you already know, because look at it, like the first two upgrades, it's only 2,100, and yeah, you can miss, and then 3,000, right? So you're looking at, if it upgrades both times, it's only 5,000 something, 5,100, which is not a whole lot of dust, right? Now it gets more expensive once you get to the next tier, as you can see, but I mean, also you're trying to get the perfect piece, so it's not looking like this is going to happen for us on this video, and I'll stop after this. But I hope this, like, me rambling and explaining why to upgrade and what pieces you want to upgrade to what, can kind of help you start off and really start to do more damage. I think I didn't even use half my scrolls, and I made it to the 200 hero shards in solo without using any scrolls. And I also did like 5 million damage. And I don't even have Bloodstalker. I do have Soul Leech, but I don't even have Bloodstalker. So I mean, you can still do some really good damage, I mean, with a lower level account. If you just, plan right, get the right gear. Gear is everything. Even if you have low minion levels, I mean, the gear matters the most, So I'm trying. Unfortunately, I had to spend quite a bit in that one, but oops, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, last attempt. And it's not going to be. Okay, cool. Well, anyway, hopefully that's helpful, and see you guys next time.